Hi and welcome, I'm Rebecca Fredericks and welcome to RebeccaFredericksTV the place to be for your personal and professional success. Today I'm going to be talking about women's often uneasy relationship with their body and our struggle to accept them and consequently ourselves. In 21st century living, women have become synonymous with the way that they look. And this has happened because we feel and often are judged entirely from this standpoint. And with the constant barrage of media telling us how we should look and giving us horrifically unrealistic expectations about the female body, is it any wonder? But we all know that most of us will never be 6 foot, cellulite-free, double D sporting goddesses. And this doesn't seem to stop the endless battle against what we've got and the resulting disappointment and feelings of shame. So why do we do this? Why do we see our bodies as something, an object separate from ourselves? Something we can abuse, treat badly, and even fight with? We treat our bodies as if they are separate entities from our minds. If one day we think they look good, miraculously, we feel good about ourselves. If we think they look bad, we feel bad about ourselves. Not just our bodies, but our whole selves. And the fact we don't think our bodies look good one day can have an overwhelming power over every aspect of our day. Suddenly we're not confident enough to speak up in a meeting. Suddenly we're not worthy of standing at the head of the PA committee. Suddenly we're not worthy of love and affection. All because our body has let us down. It's not only what we think about our bodies that determines our resulting level of self-worth. Often if someone tells us we look good or have lost weight or they love something about what we're wearing or how we've styled our hair, how we feel about ourselves for that moment also completely changes. That external appraisal is able to make us feel so good about ourselves. Gone for the moment is all that insecurity, the anxiety over whether our legs look fat or our neckline has crossed that dangerous line from playful to downright lady of the night. Suddenly we feel great. All is right with the world because we are on top of it, looking down from our looking slimmer than normal perch. A confidence and self-esteem created by a few words about the way our body is looking. How is it that we can let the internal and external assessment of our body determine how we feel about ourselves? How does it have such a power over our states, our physiology, and our resulting behaviours? Well, one of the problems is the way that women view themselves as a collection of parts. Our body is separate to our mind. Our physical identity and our selfhood are split. It's a case of who we are versus how we want to be seen by others. Living with this divide often starts when we reach puberty and start to move from being a little girl to being a woman. At this stage, we start to become very aware of our bodies and how they are changing. And it is at this time which we start to split who we are away from what we look like. We lose sight of our totality and look at the individual parts. And our body is made up of lots of little parts, each there to be scrutinized individually, each there to disappoint and embarrass us. If we let ourselves stand in front of the mirror naked, it's not, there I am, the whole of me, body, mind and spirit. It's, God, I've got so much cellulite. My tummy is really flabby at the moment. Or, I hate my legs, they're much too short for the rest of my body. Our bodies become objects to be objectified. We assess, analyze and judge our bodies as an assembly of different units, all conspiring against us to make us feel bad for not living up to our ideal, for not fulfilling our expectations of what the perfect female body should be, for not looking exactly like that 17-year-old Swedish model's body we saw this morning in Style magazine. Instead of looking at the whole of who we are, we see individual components to which we attach relative value. We don't look at our whole being, we look at our parts and we judge accordingly. Now, we don't just do this to ourselves, although we are our own greatest critic. We do this to other women too. Did you see her arms? She should not have been wearing that sleeveless top. Wow, she really squeezed herself into those trousers. Her legs were so thin, she really needs to get some muscle on them. Every single part of the body, our own and the body of other women, are open to our critique and our judgment. Forget the fact that she's a warm, loving, kind woman. She had the audacity to show off her cleavage when it isn't as line-free, pert, or perfect as the ideal woman's. When you look at it like that, it's ridiculous. But we're all guilty of it, and it makes us miserable. And the media and women themselves are to blame. Do you think living in a jungle, struggling to find food and shelter, the women are critiquing themselves and others? Of course they're not. They have both more important things to worry about, as well as not having been constantly prescribed the ideal female form by the media and the society in which they live. We need to stop judging and start accepting. Stop looking for fault, inadequacies, imperfections, and start seeing and appreciating ourselves and others as a whole package, a body, mind, and spirit all working together to create the wonderful, unique you. Now, this isn't an easy ask. How we look has become as significant as who we are to both ourselves and some others. Looking a certain way on the outside and projecting a certain image has become more important than cultivating ourselves, who we really are on the inside. I don't think I've ever met a woman who truly loves and celebrates her body as it really is. And this means that for most of us, having a female form is a sentence imposed upon us. A sentence to constantly suppress the natural in favour of a media-imposed ideal. Now, I've been working on trying to find a solution to this for years, and I think it has to start, as with everything, with learning to understand your body, its natural tendencies, what your genes mean for your body shape. The second step is to learn to accept it. Everybody's body is different, unique, beautiful. There is no perfect, there is only you. And the third step is to learn to love this body that houses your soul. Love it because it is serving you. You have a body for a reason, and this reason is not to win admiration from others. It's not to make people jealous. It's not to make other people feel bad about themselves, and it's not to make you feel bad about yourself. Your body serves a purpose. It is built to house who you are. It is built to keep you alive, built for pleasure, built to enable you to carry children, built to help you to cultivate your mind and your soul. And finally, you need to learn that you are not your body. Your body is not you. Your body simply houses you. Your body is the wrapping paper, and those who are worthy of knowing you get to peel off that wrapping paper to discover the gift of you inside. So if we were to strategize this, I would say step 1 is to learn to understand your body. Step 2 is to learn to accept your body. Step 3 is to learn to love your body. And step 4 is to learn that you are not your body. And the exercise for today's episode is to write down all the things you love about your body. Everybody will have at least one thing that they love. Write down all the things that your body does for you, all those amazing things, from giving you an orgasm to repairing itself. Spend some time really thinking about how incredible your body is. And then write down all the words you would use to describe who you are, to describe your essence. And make sure that none of these words have anything to do with your body, what you look like, or what other people think of you. And from this list, look at how all these amazing words describe you and not your body. Because you are not your body, you are so much more than a body could ever be. As always, I've given you guidelines in the exercise blueprint for today's episode, so head over to RebeccaFredericksTV and the subscriptions part of the site now if you're not already a member, and do the exercises and access the other course materials. As soon as you begin to realize that you are not your body, you will find your self-consciousness begin to evaporate. You will feel empowered, and your sense of self-worth and self-esteem, no longer dependent on how you or others think you look, will go through the roof, and you will be free. Free from the constraints of your own judgment, scrutiny, and divide. Free to focus on who you are and what you want. Free to be whole again. Now, I'd love to hear what you think about your relationship with your body. Share your wisdom with us below and let us know how you're finding this week's exercise. And if you've liked this episode, then please like it below, like it on Facebook, and share it with any of your friends or family members that you think may be interested. Here's your Thursday tip tweetable. You are not your body. You are so much more. As always, remember that you are in control of your own life. If you want something to happen, you have to go out there and make the changes. That's not to say that others can't support you and help you. That's why I'm here, and that's what your friends and family are for. But you have all the power that you will ever need inside yourself. So use it and create a life and a future that you love. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.